everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel on Education in Smart Biomedical Engineering. Today, I promise you that if you watch this video till the end, you will be able to solve all your problems related to introduction chapter of your final year thesis. So let's move on to the video. When you are writing your introduction of your final year thesis, you must have a structure for your introduction. So the structure for your introduction will be the rationale of the topic, then the problem identification, then the aim, objectives, then scope and limitation. When you include these elements for your introduction will stand out from other project reports. So you have to have a proper structure for your introduction. So once you are done with this, what you have to do is you have to arrange a proper content for your introduction. So once you have a proper structure for your introduction, you have to write a proper content for your introduction. So to do that, as I told you before, you have to have a rationale of the topic. Rationale of the topic means it's a brief background story related to your final year project report. So you have to brief down the background of your final year project report. Now to do this, what you have to do is you have to read certain research papers and identify the problems existing in those research papers, and you have to pinpoint out those problems. Once you identify those problems, you can write your problem identification. Now in the problem identification, what you have to do is you have to clearly mention the problem you identified according to your project title. So in that, you have to write the social impact and the economical impact. If you write about the social impact and the economical impact, you will definitely gain more marks for your final year project report, because as the last result, what you have to do something to the society. So that depends on like social and the economical impact. So you have to write those points, therefore you can gain more marks for your final year project report. So now the word count for these problem identification might vary from unit to unit, because it depends on the whole word count of your final year project report. So suppose if it is a 10,000 word count for your whole project report, you can write here around 500 or from 250 to 500. Suppose you can say it as like 2 paragraphs is enough for that. So once you write the problem identification, you have to explain your aim. Now for the aim, don't just write don't just copy someone else's work and write your aim. You just have to clearly mention your idea related to your project. So this means like what you're gonna achieve throughout your project, whether it is a prototype design, or you are going to make a hardware design related to your final year project report. So what is your main aim? You have to write that. For this you can write about one para is enough, but make sure to ask to get advice from your supervisor before you write it. So for the objectives means how you are going to achieve your main aim. So for this, many universities recommended to write around like 4 to 5 points as your objective. So the simple method is to do this is you just take a paper and write down how you're gonna achieve your main aim using small steps. Now for example, if I tell you have to do a literature research related to your project title. Once you've done that, you have to identify a problem. After you identify a problem, you have to come up with a new idea. Once you come up with a new idea, you are going to design it. Once you design it, then you will you have to face certain problems related to your project. So you have to solve those problems by doing testing and research. Once you do the testing and the results, you will identify certain options how you're going to solve those problems. Once you solve this, you will finally will achieve your main aim. So that's how you're going to write your objectives. So now the scope means like throughout your whole project what you're going to achieve. Now for this you can write like 1 to 2 points, 2 sentences, that's enough. And make sure when you are writing your limitation, don't write so many of limitations for related to your project title. Make it simple, because if you are having more limitations in your project, then that means you are gonna lose your marks if you write so many of things in the limitation. So make sure that you don't write many things in your limitations. So here I have attached 2 examples on how to write your introduction. And in this first example, you can see the presentation of the introduction is little bit different, and in the second one looks little bit okay. Now if you want to gain more marks in your final year project report, it's better to write as I shown in this example number 2, because like then only you can gain more marks, because the university likes proper information, not just here and there. Suppose if you check the example number 1, you will get little bit confused, like actually what is this regarding, because the flow is little bit different, not in the standard way. Now if you check on the example number 2, you will see that the order is already clear. You just have to read and go through it and get the idea. So hope you guys gain knowledge on how to write the introduction, and all of your doubts and issues related to introduction chapter, or how to write your introduction for your final year thesis as a biomedical engineering student is solved. So if you find this video useful, make sure to share it, comment and like our videos. Thank you guys. See you again in our next video.